When I started doing this in my life, things finally started to shift for me. Things finally started to move in the directions that I wanted it to, and I no longer felt stuck. Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? My name is Sabrina and welcome to my channel where I teach you how to consciously create the most ideal version of yourself. Here we talk about everything positive mindset, mental health, inner healing, and so much more. And today I feel inspired to talk about how to get unstuck in life and what you need to be doing in order to move forward in the direction that you want to. If you like what you hear today, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up to help out the channel. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this, and without further ado, let's get into this video. Now, I used to feel extremely stuck, and for me, I felt really stuck with my mental and emotional, and I felt like no matter what I did, I couldn't move forward. I felt like no matter what I did, things just weren't getting better, and I didn't know what to do to make things better, and I just felt stuck. And it all changed when one day I decided, and I told myself, it's not my fault that these things in my past may have happened, but what am I going to do about it? How can I take radical responsibility for my life, and how can I get to the outcome I want to regardless of whatever outside circumstances there are? What can I do to get to this outcome? And this is really about taking radical responsibility of your life regardless of whatever happened in the past or what is happening now or what is going to happen in the future. No matter what happens, you are going to take control of your life. You are going to dictate how you're going to respond to these situations and who you are going to be regardless of whatever happens. And in doing this, you really take your power back and you stop giving your power to outside circumstances, because something that I used to do was pretty much give excuses for myself. I can't do whatever because of X, Y, and Z. And I can't accomplish this because this happened. And I'm this way because this happened. And I put limits on myself. And when you can take radical responsibility for your life, no matter what happens, you are going to decide how you respond. You're going to decide who you are and how you react to these things. And when you do that, you start to realize that the only limits you have are limits that you put on yourself, which at first it can be kind of not so easy or fun to realize, because you're like, oh my God, I've put all these limits on myself. But when you really start to realize this and let that sink in, it's low-key really empowering, because you realize that sure, maybe in the past you've let your subconscious dictate how your life goes, but now you can consciously take control and realize that you are the one that's in charge here. You are the one that gets to call the shots, that gets to make the plans, that gets to decide how your life is going to go. And what you can do to really start getting your life moving and gaining that momentum in the direction that you want to go is to start setting smaller, tangible goals for yourself and ask yourself outcome-oriented questions. And what I mean by this is that a lot of us, it's really natural for us to ask ourselves things like, why isn't this working? Why am I like this? Why isn't this working out? What am I doing wrong? Those types of questions. But our subconscious minds are programmed to search for results when you ask yourself a question. So when you ask yourself a question, your subconscious mind is immediately starting to work to find all possible answers. And it's really good at finding those answers. But when you ask yourself those questions like, what am I doing wrong? Why isn't this working? You're going to get not so great answers, and you're going to keep getting in this kind of muddled, stuck feeling when you're in that space, because your mind is going to find all the answers of why it's not working. But when we can ask ourselves outcome-oriented questions, as in, for example, if we're trying to set up a self-care morning routine, but previously you would have said, I have to wake up really early for work anyway, I don't have the time, I don't have the resources, I've got to do X, Y, and Z, and we would come up with these naturally reasons of why it can't work out. But when we can ask ourselves, how can I make time to create a self-care routine for myself? Or how can I, and then list your outcome. What outcome do you want to get to? How can I blank? Then your subconscious mind immediately starts to work to find reasons and to find resources and to find ways of how things can work out for you, of how you can progress and move forward. And I have found this to work so well. And then you can take control and not be a victim to your job, not be a victim to the amount of time you have, not be a victim to the resources you may or may not have. Then you can do things regardless. You can lose the weight you want to. You can start the healthier lifestyle changes. You can work towards being a more positive person. And this is a totally different way of thinking, and you get totally different results. So it's really in getting out of that victim mindset, choosing to not allow any outside circumstances to dictate how your life is going to go. Take your power back, realize that you are in charge of your life and that you can make moves forward towards your goals, towards your personal goals, and that these reasons of why you couldn't in the past are just illusions, are just obstacles that our mind put in front of us because we weren't seeing the right path. We weren't asking ourselves the right questions. We didn't have the perspective that we needed to in order to see the path of possibilities where we can make things happen for us. So it's really just taking charge and taking control and taking your power back and deciding that you're going to do this no matter what. You're going to find a way. You're going to make it happen. And when you make that decision, you will all of a sudden start to see all of the resources open up to you. You will start to see the paths of where you can move forward, and things will start to be presented to you because your mind is now searching for reasons and ways to make this happen for you. Am I making sense? Your momentum will just naturally start to build when you have that viewpoint and when you choose to take your power back and to get out of that victim mindset. So set small, tangible goals for yourself, ask yourself outcome-oriented questions, and then take control and not let outside circumstances dictate how you are going to be, who you are going to be, what your habits are going to be. Take control regardless and make the decision that this is what you're going to do, and your mind will automatically start to direct you on the path you need to be on, and opportunities will start to be presented to you. It's all about just shifting your thinking and shifting your perspective and your point of view. So that is it for today's video. If you like what you heard today, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up to help out the channel. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.